Do you still get crazy residuals from The Office?
I get pretty good residuals. Although it's funny, I did not from Netflix. So Netflix, there was some statistic. Maybe you can look up the statistic about the number of like billions of minutes watched or something like that. It was like The Office was like the most watched show during COVID and kind of even pre-COVID. And that the streaming residuals are not good, but it still plays on like Comedy Central.
Hell yeah.
It plays on, and it's foreign sales and some other ones. So we do okay.
341 million hours of viewing worldwide during the first half of 2023.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it went super viral.
There's something about billions though.
Yeah, that's the first half of 2023. So you can double that.
There was something about billions of hours or minutes.
I believe it.
Like
My wife watches it literally every day. It's just like a comfort thing at this point.
It is a comfort show.
But this is a problem. I was talking to a TV executive, and I was like, why are there no new comedies? Yeah. Viewers spent 57 billion minutes watching The Office on Netflix in 2020.
That's
2020.
57 billion minutes.
If you knew like the check amount for the residual, so it was very low for that. But now then they sold it to Peacock, and then it's gotten better since then.
Oh, good.
But part of the problem, I was talking to this TV guy, and I was like, why are there no new great comedies? There's so few TV comedies out there or being launched and whatnot. And then there's shows like The Bear. That's not really a comedy.
I know.
Oh my God, I get so annoyed when they call it a comedy.
It identifies as a comedy.
Even like Hacks is a really fun show.
Hacks is good.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's like
it's a dramedy.
Comedy, yeah.
It's a dramedy. There's a lot of jokes in it, but it's really a sad story.
But the problem is that people keep fucking watching The Office over and over again.
Oh!
And Seinfeld and Friends and 30 Rock and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec.
Right.
And they're just watching these shows over and over again. And young people are watching them, so they're not like ordering new comedies. So
I never thought
stop
of it that way.
watching The Office. There's your headline. They might be drunk. Rainn Wilson says, stop watching The Office. Clickbait, outrage. What is this about? This is going to be a great reel.
It's a good point. When All in the Family stopped coming on, you watch the next thing because you couldn't replay All in the Family.
Right.
I never thought of it that way.
You could buy the VHS or something, but yeah, it was a whole different process. So, but when this came back on just a few years ago, I think also, was it during COVID? Was it 2020? Yeah. Because that makes so much sense that people needed a comfort watch.
Yeah.
COVID.
But did you get an insane amount of new fans, you think, from that?
It was, because people don't remember this, but even before Steve left, we were in ratings decline the last like 4 or 5 seasons of The Office.
I remember the first season. I thought it was funny, and I didn't think it was going to survive.
Yeah,
because it was like 6 episodes. Yeah, and it
Spader.
And that's what we thought. We thought it was going to be like Arrested Development, like season and a half, 2 seasons,
cult
following, great show, but disappear.
Did that influence the vibe on where you're like, this is? Was it nervous on set? Because you're like, it's going to go away?
We were almost, I can't tell you, people don't believe the story, but I can't even tell you how many times we were almost canceled.
Whoa.
We just hung on by the skin of our teeth. It was crazy.
Wow. God,
like
idiots.
season 2 was like, oh, I found the money and we're going to order 7 more episodes. We just did 6 for season 1. Like,
I love it that we found the money. Like they're under some cushion. They're like, oh, here.
Yeah,
here
this
we
guy
go.
Kevin Riley, who was running NBC at the time, is like he like squirreled money, I think, away from like other bad shows and like put it in a side fund and they're like, oh, we got 1 more episode in season 2. I think we can make it 8 now.
Jeez.
And we're like, oh, great. Hey, they ordered 1 more. And like, okay, they ordered 2 more scripts, but we don't know if we're going to shoot them. It was really touch and go for months and months.
Wow.
They did this to Family Guy, too. A lot of these shows are just sort of like this close to just disappearing forever, then end up going for forever on
It's
TV.
made them a bazillion.
And
Seinfeld too, yeah. Almost got putting it after Cheers is what saved him.
But was that? I don't know this, so I'm sorry. I know don't know this at all. But was the show ever a huge ratings hit? Or was it like a critical hit? I know it's huge now.
It did very well in the ratings. I don't know that it ever was like a top 10 show, but it was like, it certainly was the #1 comedy on NBC.
That's cool.
And it was a top comedy.
Hell yeah.
But it might have been sometimes in the top 20 or 30 or something like that. But here's the thing.
That was also like the reality TV era too.
Yeah.
That was probably crushing.
But they did studies of like who was watching The Office, and they're like, oh, it's college kids and rich people. And that's the key demo
right.
that the advertisers want to reach. So we didn't have huge audiences, but they kind of keyed in on the fact that we had some smart fans like your wife.
Yeah, there you go. She loves it. She lives for it. Also, here's a theory.
She's a college kid.
Yeah, my reap. But she goes through, or we all go through Instagram and TikTok, and there's a lot of comedy on there. So I wonder if we get a fill of comedy, like just going through YouTube shorts and the guy getting kicked in the balls and then a stand-up clip.
It's literally you.
And it's for you.
And comedy podcast.
And podcast.
So, yeah.